Your welding coach, Joe Brown, a.k.a. Black Phoenix, checking in this rising. I am in Hog City at the gas station. Just got me some coffee, fam. And, I was sitting here thinking about where you find yourself at from making sacrifices for family, for friends, for business, sacrifices, risks. As an entrepreneur, one thing I've learned that we are willing to take the risks and the sacrifices to bring forth an outcome that can benefit not only ourselves, but that can help someone else. And I've just realized, family, that if you really gonna do something to change the situation for those you love, you have to be willing to make the sacrifices no one else is willing to make. Sometimes those sacrifices will be uncomfortable. Sometimes those sacrifices will cause you to lose finances, to lose sleep, lose weight, the full nine. Like, the situation happens, and all we can do, fam, is find a way to make things better. This rising, fam, like I say, I'm in Fayetteville. I left here in 2016, and now I'm back here now for family, and just seeing the growth of the area in that time period, and also, realizing where you have to come back sometime and pick up some pieces. Sometimes you don't know, where life will take you, and you will say, I won't do this and I won't do that. I know we all done been there. And then certain circumstances, fam, almost like someone rob you or someone come in and do something that is completely out of your control. And if you had the control, it would not go down that way. But by the fact that you can't do nothing, you end up finding yourself back in a situation where you say, you know what, I won't be there again, or I won't be doing this such a thing, But that's life, fam. And it's humbling, because I was sitting here thinking about it this rising. I never feel like I'm too good for no area that I have went to. Never. I never feel like that. But I have felt like certain places I have been, I have outgrew that certain space, that area where, there's nothing I can do on this level, here again. But being here isn't like that. There's a lot of opportunities. It's just different ways to approach it now. You know what I mean? Sometimes, fam, I realize that you can have a great product, and the only thing you have to do is repackage it. That's one thing I learned. You can have a great product, and the only thing you have to do is repackage it, is put it in a different package, and then give it to the market, and to be successful. But sometimes you can't use the same packages in old areas or new areas. So, this rising, fam, like I said, I was just sitting here getting some coffee at the gas station and just watching things move, watching people move, watching how time works, fam. If you believe in something and you truly believe in it, you have to do some research. You have to put your own work ethics in. You have to stay motivated in that thing. You have to be like, you know what? I'm going to learn more about this. I'm going to educate myself more. I'm going to put myself in a position so that way when things get better, I can implement this information. And that's what I learned, fam, in our downtime, or the time where things aren't working the way we want them to work. The best thing to do is to work on that thing that we want to be great in. Find that information, fam, I love to say it all the time. Information changes our situation, fam, because, you know, knowledge can be vain. Knowledge alone can be vain. A person can give you some knowledge, and if it's not applied, if you don't utilize it, it can be vain. But if you get the right information that say, hey, they got a dead end down this road here, you got to go here and here, you can get to your destination. The right information, fam, is where it's at. And that's what I realize now, fam, you know, regrouping, I would say reinventing myself, reshifting the way I was doing things at one particular time to what I'm doing now. And I just realized sometimes, fam, you have to look in the mirror and face your truth. And then, you know, it'll be easy for you to make the necessary decisions you need to get over the hump. You know, it is what it is. But I would say this, fam, never get discouraged to want that better life or want this thing, but you're not willing to put no work in at all. I just want to be realistic with you. If we don't put no work in at all and we just want this thing or we just want this lifestyle, it's probably not going to happen. Or if it do happen, it's probably going to happen in a way where you ain't going to want it once you get it. You know what I mean? You be like, man, I didn't know I had to go through this, you know. So it's good to put the work in, fam. It's good to put the work in. It's good to stay motivated. It's good to take some time to yourself. You know, that's why I created these videos, the gas station therapist, fam, just to get to yourself, fam, and to just think, you know, if it's just a couple moments, just to think about where you're going. And sometimes it'd be ironically, you know, when you're getting gas, where you have a couple moments, or you sitting down about to get ready to make a move, and you have a moment or two to collect your thoughts and be like, okay, all right, this is what I need to do, you know. And I just want to say to those, you know, who've been following the channel, I appreciate the support. Those who've been liking, sharing, those who've been getting their hog on with me for a while now, you know. Right now, I feel like I'm in the stage of reinventing myself, of changing everything that I was once doing to doing a new thing. And sometimes, you know, you don't get those results that you want immediately. You know, I know a lot of people, we love Instagram, you know what I mean? But dealing with things of value, a lot of times they're not like an instant. You know, when you make an investment, you don't get an instant investment. But one thing for sure, if you just sit there and you bury it, you're not going to get the return other than what you buried. And sometimes if it's in the ground too long, you might lose that. So it's something to think about, fam. You know, you have to be willing to make those risks, make those sacrifices. And that's what I would just say, you know, when you're traveling and moving into a different area or going back to a previous area that is growing, you see different opportunities. You know, being here in Fayetteville now, seeing what's going on, is most definitely have grew population-wise, which I've seen with homes, and then I've seen some businesses. But most definitely, when it's concerning the college, concerning home space, and there's a lot of that going on. A lot of businesses popping up. So, you know, I see a lot of growth in the area. And the thing is, you have to find your niche, your your thing. What can you bring to the area to add to its splendor? You know what I mean? To add to the value that's already here. You know, and sometimes, fam, when you're doing that, you have to really, really take some time to think and not do just necessarily what you want. You know, a lot of times we get caught up and we want to do the things that we want to do. Man, I like this thing, What about what the people like? I learned that in my travels since I left here in 2016, and now, you know, returning here now. It's not about what we like. It's about what the people like. If the people like a certain thing and they're willing to pay for the thing, they're willing to support that thing, then you got to give them that. It's not necessarily what you like. You know, I've learned that some of the greatest hit records wasn't, a lot of them wasn't liked by the people that were singing them. They had other records that they really was attached to, but that's what the people like. And then they was like, man, the people really grew to this record, but this was the record right here that we thought that didn't do as well. And I've learned that, you know, the concept of throwing your bread on many waters, so to speak, you're going to get a return on it. As long as what you got has value, you're going to always get a return on your investment. But if you just sit on it and you don't do nothing, fam, it's going to be hard for you to get that return. You know, so this rising, you know, I've just been sitting there thinking about ways to offer education, ways to offer fabrication, ways to offer installation. Like it's so many different things that is a need, and you just have to find the need. That's the main thing. The main thing. The main tip of the day, I would say, find a need, start a business. Find a need, fam. And there's a lot of needs. Not only just your passion. Hey, what you said, salute, salute. Let me lock that in. Thanks for checking in. Thanks for checking in. I appreciate that support. You have to keep doing that, fam. That is a must. You have to. You have to keep producing. And I swear you're going to get a return, especially if it's valuable. If it's valuable, fam, you're going to be okay. And that's one thing I learned. Like, we all going to go through things and we're going to have to switch things up. Times are changing, you know. And one thing, too, I've noticed about this area, housing are going up, like, everywhere. And the cost of them is, like, a pretty penny. But the money isn't going up. So unless you into business, you ain't seeing the increase. If you just regular working, you got to have 2-3 jobs to try to figure out something. And then, you know, you figure out, when can I have some time for me or my family? You know what I mean? So we really have to realize that being in this present economy, we can work, but we got to have some type of business. Like, if we're going to get ahead, we got to have a business. We have to have some type of side hustle. We have to have something else that's bringing in money other than our blood and sweat. You know, realizing that even off our blood and sweat, we get taxed more. You know what I mean? Than if we use our money to make money, our minds to make money. You know what I mean? So let's think, fam. You know, that's what I'm up. You know, this rising, just putting my mind together, being rational. You know what I'm saying? Being rational with what's going on. But there's a lot of options right now. We just have to weigh out all our options and utilize what's going on in whatever you are in. And right now, fam, like I say, I've really been focusing on education from middle school to high school to life after school to life after prison, to just want to change a career and do something else. Really focusing on education and keeping the trades alive, because there's a need in that, and I have a passion for it. And the crazy thing is, there are funds from the government, from the federal government, the state government, that will help people get education and skills. And then there are people who are willing to pay for their families, who are willing to pay for themselves, so that way they can get over the hump. They just need the opportunity. They just need the resources and the place to go to exercise, to, you know, to work out. It's just the same thing. You have a gym, you go to get muscles. You have a school, you go to build your intellect and build your skill set so that way you can go and get some money, you know. We just have to be practical and realistic with what's going on, but there's a lot of options out here. And this rising fam, like I say, I know I have to regroup. I'm in Hog City right now, and my goal is to do a new thing, but I have to listen. You know how to. I seen, oh my goodness, I seen a clip of the vice president said she was out here in these streets listening to what was going on. When I'm out in these streets, fam, I'm listening. I'm trying to see what's going on, fam, so that way I can plant a seed. You always, you know what? The crazy thing, fam, I was telling some family the other day that we can't let our left hand know what our right hand is doing. Meaning sometimes you literally have to make your moves be silent until it's done. You can't speak about certain moves. You literally have to do the move. And then because, you know, energy is bad, people can try to block what you got going on. So you have to protect your vision. You have to protect your ideas, just like if it was your child, fam. Salute, salute. Thanks for checking in, Grand Rising. Yes, facts. So, you know, sometimes, fam, it's better to just protect it and to just, you know, keep it to yourself until you get it to that level. Once you get to that certain level, then it doesn't matter. You know, you can, hey, let it be known. That's your building over there. You know what I'm saying? But sometimes while you building that building, you got to let them think it's somebody else's building. It is what it is, fam. You know, I have noticed that, you know, that some old things, old saying, traditional things are very true to this age, concepts of what we're going through, as far as like someone that is a prophet is not accepted in their own town. I have done better outside of my hometown than in my own, trying to do the same thing that I'm doing in someone else's place that I was trying to do in my own. Now, certain places don't have the finances that others do, and you can understand that. But the support and the love should always be strong. I was telling a friend that me and my family, we grew up, you know, I'm going to say we grew up broke, because we didn't grow up poor as far as how we thought. We had a lot of love. We didn't have a lot of physical things, but we had a lot of love, fam, and being able to grow up with that love gave me a creative mind, gave me ideas, you know, being a natural engineer. So we have to go back to the basics. We have to go back to what we love to do and remove all of the distractions that's keeping us from doing that thing. You know what I mean? Yes. It's okay, fam. You know, I think we all make that mistakes as men, as women. You know, we make those mistakes sometimes, revealing too much information at one time. Um, Moving off of emotions instead of off true reason. And even though you can be rational and move off reason, you can be dealing with someone else that's moving off of emotions, and that thing can keep from going through because the mindsets are different. Where they're going with it, where you're going with it. So, you know, sometimes that right there can change everything for you. So, you know, I understand. So, you know, we just have to be focused and have to be realistic with it. But I do want to say this rising fam, um, never give up on your vision. Never give up on what you're doing. If you got something that you're trying to do, fam, just stay focused, fam. It's going to work out. Like, I swear it's going to work out. You know, as long as we stay focused. The main thing is be willing to switch it up, fam. Sometimes we have to switch it up, fam. We have to switch it up. You know, we have to switch it up no matter where you at. in the country, in the state. I got my Hog State on. I'm in Hog City. And no matter where you at, you know what I mean? Sometimes you have to relocate to get to a better situation or go somewhere where it's growing so that you can grow. If you're going somewhere that's not growing, it's going to be hard for you to grow. And one thing I know for a fact, it doesn't really matter what you look like in a certain area as long as you have a good product. Certain areas will hold you down. Certain areas will keep you from doing what you're trying to do. Depends on what you're doing. But if it's pure and if it's really helping, fam, you know, people embrace that. People want to see you do well in those areas. So normally you won't have no problem with that. So all I want to say is, fam, just stay focused, keep doing what you're doing. Let life be what it is, and it's going to be okay. Just one stage at a time, fam. Oh, most definitely. Like I say, I've had people try to run away with some ideas. The main thing, family, once you become the person of interest, if you become the person of interest, regardless if someone steals your idea, people are still coming to you for ideas. So if you came up with one, you can come up with another. I have thought of that several times, and now, you know, I stand on that, and I can say that, hey, I feel that way about it, and I know that I've learned from my past from revealing too much, and now, you know, I just try to stay focused and test the waters. Like I said, you got to test the waters, fam. I've been putting ads out. I've been putting posts up, trying to see what's going on in the area, see what the people need, see how they respond to what I got going on, or what I need to do, you know, how I need to tweak it or adjust it or whatever. And all I can do, fam, is respond to what the people say. And one thing I know for a fact, if you listen to the people gonna always tell you the right thing, fam. So I appreciate everybody for checking in with me this rise, and you see the sun is coming up all the way. I wanted to check in, give you a little gas station therapy, and just say, you know, when you're reinventing yourself, just remember information change your situation. Find that knowledge that you need if you're on your downtime, if you're going through something, get that information you need to build yourself up. So that way, when it's time to jump into that next stage of your life, you already got that backpack. You already got that information. All you're doing is putting it into use. You implementing it now. You know what I mean? So, you know, HogOn Welding is now back creeping up through Hog City, Fayetteville, Arkansas, and I'm gonna get my hog on, fam. I'm gonna help the area through different approaches. I'm just trying to figure out what way I need to address the city, you know, through your welding coach, through doing things in HogOn Welding name as far as installs, welding, whatever I need to do. I'm figuring out ways where I can be an entrepreneur. So you got to realize one thing: being a hustler, an entrepreneur, and a business owner is always, you know, it's a different mindset. And we have to know the difference of those things too, fam. But I always say, since I'm threefold, I want to network myself that way. I'm mind, body, and soul, so I want to network myself as a business, as an individual, and as a product. Those three things, fam. And I think if I do that, I get to where I need to get to. And I think you will too if you understand that concept. So be blessed, continues to prosper. I'm out, fam. HogOn.